Guys, welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade, day in the life of my kitchen. Not that much went on, to be perfectly honest. So, I know it looks a bit burnt, but you can see the bread itself, it's absolutely fine. It's because it's got a bit of a sugar content in this. It's a cinnamon swirl bread. Made it the night before for the kids' breakfast. I put it in a £3 loaf this time and it turned out so good. Didn't last more than a day and a half. £3 loaf of bread. Now does that not look nice? Look at that sugar down there, look. Ooh, sugar deposit, nothing better. It's showing you. I love it when I get a sugar deposit. It's like caramel. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry if I'm shouting or whatever. My ears are not sound so odd. They're not working properly. I can hardly hear anything, so I don't know how loud I'm talking. So they have a drink of squash in the morning. If they get the butts out of bed in time. One has a yoghurt and one has a jelly with some fruit in it. This is their snack for school. Anyway, like I was saying, no, I can't remember what I was saying. No, it's gone there. Tell you. Right, I've had Amy at home for 2 days this week. Off school, which was extra fun. So, Mummy, can we make cookies? And there's a little hands going, look. So she wanted to make... This was supposed to be like chocolate chip cookies. But she's like, no, I want to put some cocoa in it. So it turned out to be chocolate chip cookies. Bless her. She goes like a gram at a time. And she's actually... To put it in proportion, she's kneeled on a full-size chair because she can't reach, and she can't hold up that. She's a lefty as well, which makes it difficult for her. But she can't hold up that jar and scrape it in. And too much went in. So we cream that together. I do have a recipe for this, guys. I'll stick it in the link under the thingy, under the video, under the thingy. So yeah, I'm getting worse today. I'm actually running late with the voiceover. I should have done this like maybe half an hour ago. And it's the day off. So yes, she's extremely excited with herself because she's doing cookies. So we're just going to go through the process. She asks that I leave it all in. I think after school, she's back at school today, Friday, and she's asked to leave it in so she can watch it when she gets home and see how good she is. She turned it on to pull, she made herself jump. That was so funny. Oh dear. I was laughing in the background. This is her look. This is her extra chocolate. I said to her, just heap it up, it's fine. And she's dying to level it off, bless her. Because I always tell her to level stuff off. But I told her it was fine, just chuck it in. And then you get, oh, more chocolate for me, Mummy. So these biscuits, you mound them up. And they still go completely flat. They're real spreaders on the pan. So if you like them where they're crisp on the outer side of the cookies, but they're like gooey doughy in the centre, this cookie's for you. so scared. That counter going up like gram by gram. Bless her little heart. I was like, Amy, you've got lots to put in. Put that in. Here she goes. Can I put them all in? Can I put them all in? She's going. I said, just put them all in, Amy. Just chuck them all in. These were the remains of 2 bags. They're not full bags, as you can see. And then she spots the broken smut. Is that a keep in a jar? They've got going as well. Look. You can just see her little eyes light up with all that chocolate in there. This is a really nice recipe. And you literally just mix it to bring it together at this point. Put it onto in the fridge for half an hour and then put them onto a baking sheet for 15 minutes. Between 15 and 17 minutes at gas 4. And jobs are good. She's legged it now. She's run off with a paddle. They don't stay in these mounds at all. They flatten right down. So these are big cookies. I got 12. So you can see how flat they go. But they're so good. What am I doing now? Oh yeah, this is just a batch of scones that I made on that day. This recipe is also up. So I'm not showing the entire process of this, but yeah, this recipe is also up. I will link this one as well if you want it. So all you're doing now is just enough to bring it together. Like that. And this is such a nice dough as well. I think I did them on a day in a life before actually. I think that's what it was on. Anyway, I can link it so you can see. I don't bother with a rolling pin. You want them about an inch. There's me trying to figure out now. I'm getting them out the cup. Yeah, I figured it out. Slap the side. There we go. I got 4. That's all I wanted. These are larger. You can get up to 12. But I only needed 4. So I'm just going to dab a bit of milk on top. And bake these. And that was the second bake of the day. Still more. There they are. They were rather nice. There's the cookies. These are fast bakes. I'm so pleased that they was fast. So I wanted a loaf specifically for croutons. So I made a multi-seeded loaf again. I've already done that one, which is why I'm not showing you how much goes in. Like I say, I specifically wanted this for croutons. You can hear my dog barking, sorry. Mother-in-law's just showed up. Dog gets all excited because she feeds the treats. This is such a healthy loaf to make, and this was a whopper. This was a £3 loaf. I personally think that all the seeds and the grains are perfect for croutons because it's so crispy. So I got 5 big bags once I'd cut it up into about inch squares, and they've gone in the freezer. That's the dough. And that's the monster. So to get the crisp on the top, all I did was underneath the bread, while it was baking, I just put in a small cast iron pan with some water in, that was it. And it goes extremely crispy. So this is the main meal. So this is Creole chicken. I would advise you use skinless, boneless, but I can't be bothered to take them out, so I'm cooking them like this, and then I'm just going to pull them off the bone. So I'm cooking them all the way through in a little drizzle of garlic oil. That stuff you can see down there, that's stuff I'm trying to keep away from my daughter because her birthday's coming up. So I'll put the recipe below. So I've cooked off the chicken, I've left all the juices in there, poured in the mushrooms and the onions, and I'm going to cook these for about 10 minutes until they've softened and leached out all the water. So I've used about 250 grams of those mushrooms. I used 2 medium onions and cut them into dice. And I've put some chorizo in there. That is optional. I prefer to put that in for me and our family because we love chorizo, but that is optional. Garlic paste. So there's 2 spoons. Because there's a high quantity of milk in this, it does dilute flavour, so feel free to add more flavour. So I'm putting about 150 grams of cream cheese. I think this is the point I forgot to turn on the turn the camera on, and you missed me putting in some seasonings. So I did make sure you put plenty of salt and pepper in seasoning. You want a tablespoon of Creole seasoning. You want a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, sorry, of thyme. There's also some butter in there. I'll give you the exact measurements. This makes a big meal. That is chicken stock. There you see. All that milk's going to go in there as well. Just use that to help me get the rest of that stock up. So yeah, what you missed me doing as well was when I put the seasonings in, just before I put that cream cheese in as well, I had 2 heaping tablespoons of plain flour, which I cooked off. Then I added that cream cheese. Now you can see now why I was making the sauce. You're probably going to think I'm nuts in a minute because I'm going to add a load of milk too. There we go, look at all that. That's pak choy. You do not have to add pak choy or any vegetable if you don't want to. That's entirely up to you. I had it in the fridge and it needed using, so I added it into mine. That's it, put that juice back in there. So all I'm going to do now, these thighs are still hot, is I pulled the skin off. I'm just going to put the meat in. It was just as easy to do that as it would be for me to debone it and deskin it at the beginning, so that's what I did. I put the chicken in. Before this goes into the oven, when you've added your pasta, taste it for seasoning. If you think it needs more Creole seasoning, now's the time to add it. If you think it needs more salt or pepper, now's the time to add it before it goes into the oven. So I used 5 chicken thighs. This would feed between 6 and 8, just with 5 thighs, because it's pulled apart. So I've used 500 grams of tagliatelle there. Use any shaped pasta that you've got to hand. And yes, my hands have been washed multiple times. All that sauce will get absorbed near enough, but it'll be coating all of that pasta. So I'm going to add that tagliatelle in. So once you put this in, you want about 200 grams of cheese grated. And you want to pop that in, make sure it's mixed in and melted. It's a good cheap meal for a large family. Still got some more chicken to go in. So really, you want your oven on now, gas 4, or the equivalent. Make sure that's all really well incorporated. You can see that that pasta is going to just drink up that sauce. And spray my cooker. This really is quite a cheap meal, especially for 6 to 8 people, depending on how much you can eat. So now go in with the cheese. So I'll put about 150 grams in it, and then I'll put about 50 grams on top of it to brown. My youngest one absolutely loved this. My eldest, fussy as ever. She picked the chicken out and ate that. Yet she loves pasta, she loves chorizo. It was purely because it didn't have a red sauce. Tell your kids sometimes. So you're going to put this in the oven for about 20 minutes. Lid off. So I'm just going to put some over the top. Pop it in the oven for 20 minutes. Serve this with some garlic bread. And that is such a frugal meal. It really is. And that was when it came out. Never looks as nice dished up, does it? Big chunks of chicken. So you can see how many people this is going to serve. So if you've got a smaller family, just cut down the portions. Maybe cut down the recipe to half. If you've got a bigger family, perfect. There you have it. Creamy Creole chicken pasta. With chorizo, but that's optional. We love chorizo. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Give it a go, let me know what you think. Maybe you don't use chorizo, maybe you use something else. Thank you to all the new subscribers, I so appreciate you being here. And I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye.